Welcome to a new Liftinstituut expert session. In this series of short video discussions, experts from all around the world share their knowledge, experience, and views on a variety of vertical transportation subjects. Today we're going to talk about deviation from the defined standard and how Liftinstituut handles that. And to discuss that, we have André van den Burg. He's a product specialist at Liftinstituut. André, thank you for being here.
Thank you, Kevin.
Yes, so a product specialist, tell us what you do at Liftinstituut, your background and what your role is.
My background is that I work since 1992 with Liftinstituut, so that's already over 30 years.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm retired at this moment.
Oh, okay, well thanks for coming back.
As I enjoy the work, I'm still working with Liftinstituut, but part-time.
Great.
And my role is certification of lifts and safety components for lifts.
And today we're talking about the deviation, and to a layperson like me that might sound scary. You know, we have standards for a reason, and then you want to deviate from that. But what is a deviation in this context?
A deviation is in fact when you deviate from the standards that are written for this kind of product. Which is for lifts, that's EN 8120.
Okay.
And you can certify, when you bring a lift on the market, you have to fulfill the lifts directive.
Sure.
And the lifts directive is legislation that is accepted and harmonized. And you have to fulfill in all European countries, you have to fulfill this legislation. And the way to fulfill this is either by following the standards and building it exactly as the solutions exactly as it's given in the standard. As standards are really behind the state of the art.
I see.
You build old-fashioned lifts or old technology.
Yes. It might be possible to build something that's more advanced technically, or that is just as safe, but does it in a way different than the standard specifies.
Yes.
Okay, and so your job, or any person with you in this role, is to certify them either that they meet that standard or that they deviate it, but still meet a safety requirement. Yes.
Yes.
Okay, got it. Interesting. And is there an equivalent for like other regions, like North America?
Yes, there is in the United States, in North America, you have the A17.7 and for Canada CSA B44.7, which have similar kind of procedures as required by the lifts directive for deviations.
Okay, so those standards exist, but those standards also all allow for deviation if that's called for a particular solution.
Yes.
Okay. I'd love to hear an example of this. You know, give us some examples of deviations from standards that would still meet the safety requirements.
There are quite a lot of deviations possible, but what we have certified is, for instance, lifts with less free space on top of the car.
Okay.
Compared to what is required by the standard.
What does the standard require?
The standard requirement is that you have, under all possible circumstances, you should have at least 1 meter. So somebody who is on the car, he will survive when the car goes to the top. That
makes sense. Yeah. Okay. And so it's possible that that there's not 1 meter available above the car, and they want a deviation from that standard to be certified. So how do you do that? How do you achieve that certification then?
That certification, that is the basis of each certification of deviations, is that the manufacturer of the lift or component should prepare a technical construction file in which he actually proves that he has reached with his alternative solution the same level of safety as the solution that is given by the standard.
Okay. Got it.
You do that by adding calculations, drawings, description of the product, and always the risk analysis, which shall prove that the level of safety is sufficient.
I was about to say, like, a risk analysis must be a key part of this, and
Yes.
so you combine that with the technical file, you create something that people can reference to show that it has met that, and then you can check the box for being certified then. Yeah.
Yes.
I see, interesting. And what are some other examples? I know that there's different alternative suspension means.
Yes, yes.
Such as what?
Alternative suspension means can be belts or coated ropes or
Okay.
small diameter ropes. The standard has a minimum diameter requirement, but you can deviate from that if you take the right measures.
Got it. So the thinner rope, might be appropriate, might be certifiable, as long as you've done the math, to
Yes.
show that it still is keeping everyone safe. Interesting. And lately, to give one more example, there's a movement as things become increasingly computerized to take things that are hardware-based and make them software-based, yeah?
Yeah.
And so in that case, the risk analysis would be what? Just confirming that the software can do the same job that the hardware can do?
You should follow standards that are for software, are written for software, like the EN 61508.
Okay.
That's an important standard for that, and it describes the way how to prove that you reach a certain SIL level.
Right. Okay, got it. And so there's standards for everything, of course, anything engineering related, and you take things at the highest level, at the total package, so to speak, of the lift and how it operates, and make sure that it meets those requirements, and the people inside are safe and get where they're supposed to go. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, got it. And do you, in your role, do you help them to run those risk analyses, or do you just look at them after they're completed and decide if it's appropriate?
We are not allowed to show solutions or to give solutions. The company should find the solutions themselves. Although we can help them think in a certain direction.
Sure.
But
got it. The software is a good example of how the state of the art might be advancing faster than the standards are, and so a standard might specify you need this type of gear when in fact, just a software solution might accomplish the same task. So that makes sense, but it can also be a little tricky. It can be like a chicken and the egg thing where you don't necessarily you're not familiar with a new software package or a new solution like this. So how do you prepare to certify something when it might be new to you? Yeah.
Well, we already have 90 years of experience in inspecting and certifying lifts.
Sure.
So
certainly helps. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that gives you the comfort to recognize what would make a safe lift or an unsafe lift from a risk analysis perspective.
I think so.
Yeah. Do you have an example of maybe an innovation that didn't exist in the marketplace already, and you found yourself needing to certify it when it was a brand new entry?
Well, even a very good one. I think around 1995, we were the first company or first certification company to certify a machine roomless lift.
Oh, okay, yeah, which is a huge innovation. Like, felt like a flying car, I guess, and you had to kind of figure out how this technology worked. Yeah.
Yeah.
Got it. And you achieved that certification, and it would still, I guess that sets a precedent for the future as well, to make sure that all machine roomless lifts in the future are gonna meet the standard that you set then.
Yes, I think we made together with the labor inspection in the Netherlands a dispensation letter for machine roomless lift in general.
Nice.
When they wanted to put this first one on the market.
Sure.
And this dispensation letter has certainly been a part of the new standard.
Nice. Well, that's an exciting thing to be a part of that advancement in the state of the art. Well, thank you for sharing those stories with us, André, and thank you for being here. And thank you for watching at home another Liftinstituut Expert Session. You can find more editions of our Expert Sessions on our YouTube channel. Just search for Liftinstituut and click subscribe. Did you know our Expert Sessions are also a podcast? If you go to your favorite podcast app and search for Liftinstituut, you'll find us there as well. If you have any interesting topics in mind for a future expert session, then you can let us know in the comments below. And we'll see you next time for another Liftinstituut Expert Session.